Alright, so this is camera one. We can get it popping, see what we can do here. Camera two. Okay. Camera three. Alright, I think we got all three going. Let's test it out. Yobro, it's OHM. We back again. This time we doing another chapter of Road from Orion. Chapter 4 is really short. It starts with illustration of, I forget what these are called. I know it's a Shen ring, and the Shen ring is used to describe like royal names. This royal name, shoot, I can't read it, but I'm sure after looking we can go back and see what it is. Anyway, so it starts with a short poem, and it goes, "The second coming. Hardly are those words out when a vast image out of Spiritus Mundi troubles my sight somewhere in sands of the desert. A shape with lion body and the head of a man, a gaze blank and pitiless as the sun, is moving its slow thighs, while all about it reel shadows of the indignant desert birds." The Second Coming by William Butler Yeats. The head on the Sphinx is a woman. It had a beard on the bottom, allegedly. You know, she was like a king or whatever, but the head on the Sphinx is a female. What you call it. So chapter 4 begins. And no, that picture, yeah, Melancholia is chapter 3 ended with the picture of Melancholia. I'm looking at that. Chapter 4 begins. Written accounts confirm that during the heat of the summer, it was not unusual to find William Flinders Petrie in his maroon underwear digging in the hot desert sands. Leonin, rough-hewn, bearded, and passionate about how an excavation should be conducted, Petrie had no fear of getting dirty or sleeping with mummies stored under his bed. I think they meant leonine, as if like a lion, brave, courageous. Petrie had no fear of getting dirty or sleeping with mummies stored under his bed. Excavating for 45 years in Egypt, he had an uncanny sense of discovery, aiding his thirst for knowledge. The British archaeologist and Egyptologist was largely self-taught, with no formal education. Yet, it was his precise record-keeping and meticulous preservation efforts that made posterity call him the father of modern archaeology. He spent from 1880 to 1883 studying and excavating the Great Pyramid of Giza, where he would sift and examine each shovel of sand. Sir Flinders Petrie, author of The Pyramids and Temples of Giza, 1883, discovered that the base circuit of the Great Pyramid represented the Earth's three separate lengths of years: the solar tropical year, the sidereal year, and the anomalistic year. To William Flinders Petrie, the Great Pyramid was a symbol of a glorious past and a higher spiritual reality. The base circuit of the Great Pyramid represented the Earth's three separate lengths of years: solar tropical, sidereal, and anomalistic. All right. Petrie's exactitude in scientific excavation techniques matched his integrity. For gold digging and grave robbing were inferior pursuits for a mind questing for an ancient civilization's hallowed knowledge. He would carefully unwrap layers of pitch, tar, and cloth to reveal rows of gold, beryl, and carnelian amulets, rings, birds, and lazuli figurines. Sir Petrie gloried in the ancient grandeur of Egypt and promptly cataloged and sent his artifacts to either the Cairo Museum or the British Museum. Still, as was the custom of most archaeologists, Petrie personally amassed a collection of 80,000 Egyptian artifacts. Yeah, grave robbing. The Petrie Museum, which he gifted to the University College of London when he died in 1948.
I got love for you. I'll make love to you. Tell all my enemies that my destiny heavenly, and the goddess is blessing me, cause I got her in bed with me. Tell all my enemies that my destiny heavenly, and the goddess is blessing me, cause I got her in bed with me. Shivering, trembling, yelling, give me your energy, just to bomb on my enemies, cause a common is enemy. Just to bomb on my enemies, cause a common is enemy. Just to bomb on my enemy, cause a common is enemy. Don't look so shocked, fam. My spot been on top, fam. Don't look so shocked, fam. My spot been on top, fam. Don't look so shocked, fam. My spot been on top, fam. Don't look so shocked, fam. I had an absent black father like Horus, a son unique, so I coolly braid my locks in remembrance of ODB. Born October 92.
Surprisingly, one uncommon artifact was never cataloged for a museum. It was a small oval box which Petrie had found in the king's chamber of the Great Pyramid, and he gave it to his granddaughter on her 7th birthday. The ancient ivory box was decorated with 3 hieroglyphs at the top that signified the name of the god Amun, a bird wearing the feather of the goddess Isis in the center, flanked by an inverted half moon for bread loaves and the Ankh symbol for life. As a child, Lucia treasured the oval box her grandfather gave her, for inside the finely painted relic, beneath the gold-polished sheet that served as a reflector, was a definite quality of white shimmering sand from the Egyptian desert. The sand was magical to Lucia, so magical that as she aged, her obsession with Egypt, after the manner of her grandfather, provoked her to read everything about the land of the pharaohs. Her research proved to her that only a fool could doubt Egypt's astronomical education. She discovered the Great Pyramid is the most accurately aligned structure in existence and faces due north with only 3/60th of a degree of error. The center of Earth's landmass, which is the east-west parallel and the north-south meridian that crosses the most land, intersects only in 2 places on Earth, the Great Pyramid and the ocean. Fact after fact demonstrated Egypt's superiority. Consider that on midnight of the autumnal equinox in the year of the Great Pyramid's completion, a line extended from the apex pointed to the star Orion, which some present-day scientists believe our solar system revolves around. Also, 5 of Egypt's pyramids on Earth match the position of 5 of the 7 brightest stars in Orion. The 3 pyramids of Khufu, Khafra, and Menkaura for the belt of the constellation, the pyramid of Nebka at Abu Rawash corresponding to the star Saiph, and the pyramid at Zawat al-Irina corresponding to the star Bellatrix. Their architecture on Earth mirrors that of the stars. Lucia learned that the Egyptians possessed a sophisticated knowledge of hydrostatics and hydraulic engineering, for during the reign of Menes, they constructed a lofty dike so effective that it actually turned the Nile waters eastward to Memphis. Their architectural feats, the temples of Philae, Abu Simbel, Dendera, Edfu, and Karnak, including the timeless grandeur of lofty pyramids, still baffle the modern world. Historians today wonder how a Stone Age culture could create such monuments to time, how the primitive mortal hand could frame the symmetry of the pyramids, the joints barely perceptible, the casing stone still in position, the centuried cement indestructible. Yet despite their knowledge, Western historians claim that Greece is the pivotal nexus of cultural and artistic achievements. Always searching through the opinionated muddle of history, Lucia discovered that the Greek historian Herodotus was the first to write about the 7 wonders of the world, and later Greek historians followed suit with their descriptions. 5 of the 7 wonders were built by Greeks, yet of all 7 wonders, only one remains, the Great Pyramid of Giza. On a more personal level, Herodotus wrote in Book 2 that the black-skinned Egyptians and Ethiopians have practiced circumcision since time immemorial. The Phoenicians and Syrians of Palestine themselves admit that they learned the practice from the Egyptians. Like grandfather Petrie, Lucia believed modern chemists, astronomers, mathematicians, philologists, painters, and architects should look to Egypt, the origin of their arts and sciences, for knowledge. In light of this wisdom, Greece's purloined contributions look like the chopped liver of a Prometheus. As a consequence of her research, Lucia began to believe that the white sand in her ivory box may have had a special use in Egypt. Why else would it come concealed beneath the gold reflector? It must have had a purpose. To unravel the mystery, she analyzed the chemical composition of the ancient powder and then fashioned a partial thesis for Grolsch to swallow, so that she could take a leave to investigate the sand's properties. She then hired John and I as research assistants. Like her astute grandfather, Lucia's intuition would prove to be a great advantage in a world of scientists and scholars who sometimes ignored Aristotle's statement that reason is subject to error. Oh man, so we done lost 2 of the 3 cameras.
I saw my name in the pyramid text. We're not the same, my appearance is blessed. Don't play no games, this is champion chess. Feel like I'm stamped, I can stand with the best. I'm talking top hats, monocles, blazers, and vests. Monopoly money, it's gotta be funny looking. On top of the money, I'm dropping if money's crooked. Wow, I think I need to start a foundation. Preparation for the lost and found nation. Look.
That's you, that's me, that's we, that's us. Just trust me, gon' make it to the top, non-stop, never drop, never flop, never fall. Though it was foretold in the old, in the scroll made of gold, silver, jewels. I'ma win every single duel, cause I rule like a king, yeah. And I bring everything back to the pack.